Yo, what's going on, guys? So it's been a while since my last video. I apologize. I haven't been around. I actually went across to Vegas for the All-Stars event. Got a verse Faker on stage, which is very fun. But finally, we're back, and we've seen a lot of changes come to the live servers. One of them is the reworked Diana, and we're seeing a lot of the Korean mids run a couple of strange things on this Diana mid lane pick. And you can see here, this is Showmaker's Mobalytics profile. Whenever you look at someone's like a high elo player's profile, it's so obvious. Like, look at this guy's GPI, 99.5 aggression. Look at the goal difference at like 15. Like, it's just tremendous. So you scroll down here, and we're gonna start seeing some very strange things. There's two different things that I've been seeing coming out on the Diana. One is the Ardent Sensor Diana. It's very strange, but if you W, you get attack speed boost. It's pretty gold efficient, the Ardent. And I might do a video on that in the future, but also the Rylai's, your passive every third auto does damage, but this passive now applies the Rylai's effect. So if you get on top of somebody with Bruiser Diana, you get a lot of attack speed and you're just autoing them, perma-slowing them. It's kind of annoying to deal with. So today we're going to be breaking down Showmaker's Diana, the new Diana, and just watching how it works in the game. I still don't think, I'm not really sold on the perfect Diana setup yet. I don't really know. Is it going to be Proto Belt, Hourglass Deathcap? Is it going to be Ardent Sensor Rush? Is it going to be a Rylai's Bruiser with Conqueror, Electrocute, Predator? I'm not really too sure yet. I'm still testing it all out on my stream, trying to work out slowly what is the best setup. But today, we're going to be looking at Showmaker's mid lane Diana, breaking it down. Hopefully it can help some of you out. And boys, while I've got you here, I'm going to give a plug to Mobalytics. I've been partnered with Mobalytics for a long time now. It's because I generally believe in the site. I believe there's a lot of sites out there, a lot of things that can give you quick overviews of things, but Mobalytics actually gives you the in-depth information you need to climb with. So I'll put a link down in the description below. It's free to sign up. Just give it a go. I do believe it's going to help you climb into Season 10. Hitting the rift now, you can see it's Diana into Ryze. The Diana's opted for the Conqueror setup. Conqueror is still very strong for melee champions and mid laners with AP specifically. For range champions like the Cassio, the Aurelion Sol, I definitely think Conqueror is slowly going to phase out. They actually nerfed it pretty heavily, essentially halving the healing and taking 2 seconds off the time you can hold it for to continue proccing it. So it's definitely going to be much harder to use, and I think that the champions are going to opt back for the Phase Rush or Electrocute or whatever they used to run other than the Conqueror on these ranged champions. So early game, no surprise, the Ryze is going to be in complete control. The Diana can possibly look for an all-in at level 3, but it's still difficult. If the Ryze is smart, he uses his movement speed, the Phase Rush, to kind of just get damage down and space out of the Diana's range. Diana no CC pre-6 now. Makes it very hard actually for gank setups. The Skarner might be able to come through and they could maybe get something onto the Ryze, but I highly doubt it. He's probably going to flash away, use that Phase Rush to space and get away safely. As the wave's going to shove into the Diana here. Also guys, if you like this content, please leave a thumbs up on the video. It helps out a lot. Helps the video get around a bit and maybe introduce some new viewers and help them out as well. Looking for all in now. So the E now is the old ultimate. So you can just, if you land your Q, you just all in with your E. The cooldown is pretty low. It's around about 24-second cooldown now. I mean, it's not essentially low, but I mean, it's still not bad for so much utility you get out. But I highly doubt you'll see her going for trades until, like, she has W up now and possibly look for it. The wave's actually in a really good spot now. She's just going to try and keep it in this position here. Maybe the Skarner can drop around. Also, with this patch, guys, we've seen a Philios come into the bot lane. I don't imagine I'm going to see any of him mid lane. It's mainly I've seen him AD carry. He seems like a very strong champion. Also, Set on the PBE. Also not going to be a mid lane champion. What's going on, Riot Games? Can we please get a mid lane champion? I would love that very much. You can see the Ryze has Prio, so the Ryze moves first into the river. Irelia First Blood onto the Aatrox. I'm guessing Skarner's going to drop here as well. Not much they can do. Double kill to the Irelia. And not the start he was looking for. The old Showmaker. Let's see if he can get back onto the game. He needs like probably, I'd say like 1 or 2 kills to start ramping up and taking over. The wave's in a decent spot. They've both got teleports, so Ryze will teleport back. He should have... Ooh, he's going for a Catalyst. Okay, so he's going for the Rower here. Usually with Ryze, the Rower indicates he doesn't want to get... If there's something that can, like, pop you and explode you, the Rower is a really good setup. Otherwise, you just rush the Seraphs for pure damage. Showmaker misses the Q, doesn't get the reset. He's just got to play this lane very passively now. Wait for level 6 and then look for the all-in. So I'm super interested to try out the Ardent actually. So I've seen a couple of players, they usually go Proto into Ardent just to get a little bit of health. Or even Ardent Rush. I think the value on Ardent Sense is pretty good at the moment, but I don't know, man. You're so squishy and it's not that much raw AP. But we'll see. There we go. Lands it. Has a level advantage. Has another E available. So he's got Conqueror stacking. 10 stacks. Has to drop the flash as a Lee Sin comes in. And Showmaker's not having the best of early laning phases. Has the teleport. Remember, guys, he'll teleport back to lane here. He should be fine. Gotta risk it and stay for the wave. Jesus Christ. Feels aggressive, man. What if the Lee comes in? Muujin. Interesting. I want to stay once again for the wave. He doesn't like... He feels as though he's not at risk here. So he's just going to collect the waves under tower. I still think the best way to play Dyna right now is like a diving, roaming type style. You know, I like the Conqueror. I like the idea of going Nashes or attack speed, stuff like that. But essentially, if you think about it, if you use logic, they improved Dyna's team fighting tremendously with the new ultimate. It definitely encourages team fighting in my opinion, so pretty much grouping is going to be essential. Maybe running teleport for a flank and then looking for the team fight could work, but I think that just like complete Pepega running into team fights with ultimate with like something like an hourglass after your proto is probably going to be the best setup if I'm completely honest. Looking at his build now, what does he go? He goes for the revolver. He's going to look for a level 6 all-in now. Doesn't have the ignite, but I expect him to look to stack that Conqueror, get the ultimate in, and just run him down. He has the teleport. It's looking for a flank here. Drops the TP. It's deep into the bot side. It's gonna picks up the ocean. And he's gonna be late to this fight, but it could be fine. Counter teleport coming from Aurelia. Goes in. He has the ult. Is he opting to use it? Pops the ult. He's gonna get that kill onto the Kai'Sa. This fight does not look good. The Aurelia is jacked as hell. Rylai comes through. Oh, good juke. This kind of dies. And essentially, it's still a negative trade, but he does pick up the kill. He is on the board, and he's in carry potential here. Also, guys, I know a lot of you discovered me through my Pokemon challenges. I'm actually starting a new Pokemon challenge next week. But this time, we're doing it max damage. So if I don't get the max damage on my team, that Pokemon will be killed off. So it's kind of like the same, like last time I did no deaths. If I died, that Pokemon was killed. This time, I can actually, like I had to play so passive last time. This time, I can actually play aggressively. I'm super excited to do it. I'm going to pick like really aggro champions that do a lot of DPS, obviously. So as we transition into the mid lane slowly, you can see the Dyna's getting items, but not quite at that Proto Belt stage yet. Once you get that Proto Belt, you should be looking for continuous all-ins. You're super strong. He's going to move down into the bot lane now and just watch how she combos. Looks to land the Q first, so it misses. Doesn't quite commit, still has the ultimate available. Okay, terrible team fight, does nothing, gets a free kill. Beautiful. Still got to look deep into the jungle here, though. Teleport's coming up soon. Infernal Drake should be secured for the Skarner. Gonna move in now. Face up against the Aurelia for a second. Oh! Do you reckon he stops? He hits the ult, stops it. You cheeky little bugger. No thanks, Aurelia. Definitely worth it. TP cooldown's 5 minutes. Ultimate's only about 1:30 at this point. He's gonna base in for the Proto now. Juicy little Proto Belt picked up. And the Sorks. I thought maybe he'd go for the Mercs because he's into a Rise Nautilus. But he's opted for the Sorks just for that pure 1v1 prowess. Flat magic penetration. Absolutely scrumptious. So right now, I think I would be putting, as the teleport comes out, Sorely? What word is that? He comes in, he has no ult. Rise is putting some beeps out though. Can they look for the turn? MF is in a good position for ult. Just watch how you sit behind the carries. You shouldn't be going in before, the Leona and Skarner should be in front of you. They baited in. Aatrox has a great position. Do you see how he moves in? Like, he moves into the dragon pit to position. It's so necessary as assassins to not just be running in from the front. You want to be looking for positions to get from behind, get from the side, because they're always looking at the front, looking at things like the Skarner, looking, okay, I need to watch out for the ult here, I need to watch out for this here. and then you come out of nowhere, out of the brush, out of vision. If you're just running flat out at them, you're so predictable, guys. So always look for the flank if you can. Sometimes you don't need it, but a lot of times it's so much better, and it's going to make it a lot less risky for not only yourself, but also just make it impossible to react to for them. I'm sorry if it's a little bit, there's a bit of a thunderstorm going on over here in Queensland at the moment. You might hear some big thunder strikes, some storm, some lightning, bruv. It's the base in here. Currently, gold is even. Dead even in a Korean Challenger game. Who would have thought? Not me. You can see Teddy right now, who's the MF, is 2 items. T1 Titty. Does it say Titty or Teddy? Oh, it says Teddy, my bad. I got excited there for a second. And he's going to push into the Irelia. Irelia is absolutely gigantic. Untara. The big names in this game. Using the proto belt to help clear. Shutdown is worth 150 gold now. Grabs a sweeper. When you're playing assassin, the sweep is always very, very gold efficient. Helps you get. Ooh, this kind of picks the kill. Grabs it with the. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of you guys could have this game he's having right now. He's playing correctly, but a lot of these kills are just free. Agreed. He is doing the correct map play though. You can learn a lot from the positioning, from how he played the early game. Even in these even games, I don't need to show you guys a game where they absolutely pop off and stomp their opponent. It should be the little things that you guys are watching in these reviews that I try and touch on and pick up for you. That should be the most important bits to implement into your gameplay. So you can see he really doesn't have any vision there into the red side. If you're looking to play split pusher, you want to get your vision, then create pressure. Therefore, when you go out into the side lane, you can go deep as hell. And if the enemy's coming, you can just back up. Otherwise, you can't play deep. So vision is one of the most important things when you're playing a side lane. If you can ping your support to get the vision for you, it is just life-saving and game-changing. If you're playing things like a Zed in a side lane, like almost any side lane champion, Kassadin, Echo, things like that. TF even, super important. He might look for this 1v1. You can see that sweeper spotting out the vision there. The Lee Sin's hovering, but Skarner's deep. Let's see it. Oh, great kick. Does he flash ER? Flash ER double. There we go. Pops the Lee Sin, and that was a beautiful setup. I kind of knew it was coming, I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty obvious play to look for. I think the best way right now to use Diana ult, guys, is unless they're all clumped at the start of the fight, it's kind of, play it like an Orianna ball where you let the team fight kind of progress and you just sit on the outskirts. And eventually the enemy team, see what happens a lot of times, and this is why you hold Orianna a lot of the times in a team fight. The enemy team think about the Orianna at the start of the fight. But as soon as 1,000 things start happening and their brains start wondering about other things and how do they play this, what do I click? They stop thinking. And they all just clump together for safety. No joke. And then that's when you go and press your ultimate. And that's where you can find 3, 4, 5-man ultimates sometimes for absolutely free. So that's something to think about. You don't always have to be the initial engage. You can just wait for them to clump. So we've got the Rylais now. I really want to see a 1v1 in the side lane. And just watch. So every third hit, watch how it slows. Boom. So you can pretty much just perma-slow them, man. Clearing out this wave now. It's pretty much the point of getting the Conqueror as well. I've seen a lot of like Rylai's, not Rylai's, Roa, Nash's kind of setups. Could be good. I feel like the Ardent setup, I've seen Doinby, I've seen Showmaker, I've seen plenty of good players doing the Ardent Rush. I will let you guys know on the actual best optimal rune, when it like rune and setup, when it all kind of get figures out. It's going to take another week or two, I assume. To kind of start looking at the statistics. Looking at the numbers. I feel like you want to shove and then you want to look for the pick. Skarner's just hard engaging right now, wow. MF's around about 11 CS per minute. Grabs that kill. They're looking to answer on the bot side. No Baron for another minute 10 though. And you'll see how far, like, she'll take this tower extremely fast, to be honest. You get a lot of, your passive does damage to towers, and the attack speed helps out a lot from your abilities. It's really nice, actually. I believe when you pop ability, it triples your attack speed. They changed the passive a little bit, but it's still very similar. So he almost has teleport available now. You can see he's side laning with teleport. If you have a teleport and you're something like the Diana, guys, drop into the side lane, create the pressure, and then TP across to literally just keep you across looking for the flank or the team fight. That way, if your opponent, like this Ryze, is just sitting stacking, he's going to end up with a huge level advantage. So he comes across for the team fight now. Two-man R, going to grab that Ryze. Looking to get that Rylai now, waiting for that Q cooldown. Double kill, the Conqueror stacks come through, and that just looked too easy, honestly. I really doesn't have a scratch of MR. Shove this into a reset. He's got quite a lot of gold now. So one thing that I do have issues with this setup, you do run pretty low on mana. You have to be very mana conscious because you're not getting mana back from the passive anymore. So he's going to go for a Leandry's third item. Oblivion Orb, if the enemy team had a, like, Morello, sorry. If the enemy team had a lot of healing, like a Vladimir, Aatrox, something like that, it's probably worthwhile. But at this point, I would say no. He grabs a stopwatch as well. And, like, he's so beefy. And he does so much damage at this point in the game. It's going to be super hard for them to deal with him. Watch how he applies those slows. You literally can't move away from this. They're going to look for the all-in. Just watch him, watch him. Look for the ultimate on the other side. Is he going to try and pop it? Ooh, can't quite get in. The MF picks up. Oh my days. MF is just demolishing the team fight. Enemy team on the run. Grab the Nautilus. Grab the Baron here. And it's an absolute whitewash. You can see it was very even until Teddy decided he is the far superior AD and just took over the game. The Diana in these fights is just adding so much more because it's kind of guaranteed. I feel like Diana is such a simple champion to play, especially for lower elo players. I mean, you don't even need to land the first Q. You can just ER into a team fight, into an Hourglass, and you're probably going to do a lot of work in lower elo. Very, very simple. It's a lot more fun than playing something like the Malzahar. And essentially it does a very similar job. You've just got to learn how to lane in a shorter range than a range, something like a Malz that can farm from afar. You can't really do the same on Diana. Okay, we're heading into the late game now. This is pretty much going to be the closing team fight. You can see the red side has such an advantage. Shouldn't really matter. So she has the reset here, has the ult. I want to see a 3-man ult. She moves in, gets the ultimate. Beautiful combo. So much damage coming out. Gets the double kill, pops the Hourglass. And that is an ace, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be the game. New Diana, I love it. I think it's a super strong pick. I'm still trying to work out what the best runes, what the best build setups are. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think is the best setup. If it's broken, if it's maybe not broken, maybe needs a little bit of a buff. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace.